Guys, so we are here with my guy, Ab. What's your actual government name?
Abdullah.
Abdullah.
Yes, Abdullah, yes.
I see, okay.
But since it gives people trouble to pronounce, I just said, just call me Ab.
There you go, that makes sense. Now, I used to have an Asian friend, his name was Ben. I said, Ben, what's your real name? He said, Trevor! What do you mean? He was, and I tell you this, them jokers is funny. He said, Trevor, I got a black friend. I don't know if he's really black because he can't sing or play basketball. I said, and his other name was Pac. Good old Pac, man. Here's the thing. Ab's going to tell you a little bit about branding. This conversation we've been having. Jamarcus asked me a question on our walk today. He said, hey, Trev, I saw on your pad up there that branding's not your position. Guys, there's so many moving parts, dynamics that go into business, and it's never straightforward, which is why a lot of people fail early on because they actually don't know how to convert it into a business, let alone scale it, make it make sense, connect the people, and last. And we were just talking about Nike, and I'll let Ab get to it after this. A guy said something the other day. He said, if Nike created in a hotel, we know we were getting. Matter of fact, people would book it. If Nike created a hotel right now, you're like, oh, I'm going to the Nike hotel already. He said, but if the Hyatt Regency, great hotel, you've got a little cheddar, you like to stay at the Hyatt Regency or the Radisson or some of these nice hotels, created a shoe, you'd be like, what are they doing? That's ridiculous. It'd be like even Reebok creating a bag. Like if somebody's out there balling right now with a Reebok shoe, you'd be like, stop it. So what do y'all even do? Or if somebody came back and put the Chucks on, like imagine a dude showing up in a NBA Finals wearing a Chuck. Stop it. It's just not happening. So when you really think about branding, what has Nike done? I mean, Nike could put their logo, this right here says Kroger. They could be Nike Milk and you would get it just because you feel like Steph and Serena and everybody else, Jordan, like, yo, imagine this with the Nike symbol and a Jordan logo. You think that milk ain't selling? Remember Jordan was in there with that mustache, got milk. See what I'm saying? So, Ab, if you were going to educate them a little bit about branding, what are some things that people should be aware of, and what do you do to help people identify their brand, which is very different than the business? Go over there so you can make sure you hear the voice.
So we're doing it now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you said you were doing the food first, so I was like...
A little bit of both, a little bit of both. We got to mix and match it.
Yeah. When it comes to branding, it needs to be effective. So, just like you said, Nike is a good example. I was just telling you how when you have the swoosh, you can tell it's Nike. When you have the Nike on standalone, you can also tell it's Nike. Yeah. So that's what you call brand. Yeah, branding in its finest, brand recognition to be more exact, and it resonates with people. And then what you also mentioned when you talked about the hotel, when people, the reason why people will be buying into the hotel idea is because of what Nike has set the standard to be was their brand. So people would not have a problem actually buying in or booking the hotel with them or doubt them in the hotel industry because Nike has set the standard of being an elite brand within all of them out there. So pretty much as a brand, any business, that's what you want. You want people to resonate with your brand, clearly communicate what it is that you do, what you stand for, why you exist, and how you're making most people life easier, because at the end of the day, you got to do something for them.
So is Nike one of your favorite brands?
Absolutely.
And why is that?
Out of all the other brands out there, honestly, I would say I went to a school that was sponsored by Adidas. The product was not the same at that time because I played basketball. So the shoes were good, they looked good, but performance-wise, they were not what we wanted. Nike has always set the standard as far as providing shoes that, you know, that look good and at the same time perform well. So that'll be it.
I see. What's your second favorite brand?
Second favorite? I'll say Adidas.
Okay.
Yeah, Adidas would be the second favorite for sure.
There you go. So here's the thing. I think branding is actually super complicated. And it's complicated because like when we identify Nike, like we know what it is, we know what it does, we know why it exists. I think as soccer in America, now soccer is by far the biggest sport in the world, but I don't know that it's always been that big in America. America's catching on. I come from Kansas City. Kansas City just created Sporting KC. They invested in a nice big stadium for people to go enjoy out there. And I go, oh, soccer's a thing? And then, you know, you look at the World Cup, and then you look at social media. and you said, okay, oh, she's back. I told her to grab some milk in case she was there. Ah! Point is this. We're going to talk more about branding. If you got questions about branding, definitely reach out. Guys, we're here, and look, I don't even know if we should share all this kind of stuff. I'll tell you right now. I'll ask you,
Professor Ab is back. Okay.
Hey, listen, look, Ab come back, Professor. Ab, if I may now, two things they tell you never discuss with people, or three: politics, money, and religion. Ab's sensible. And you know what sensible means? Sensible means he could have a fair conversation and not get in his feelings. Now, I'm gonna say this, y'all gonna be rubbed the wrong way, but by now you know I don't give a shit. So I said this to a chick one time, she was mad tight. And she's a Bible thumper. And here's the challenge, is she never read the Bible. And when I say read the Bible, I read the Bible 5 times since I was an adult. Just because I was curious. So imagine I read all the time. I say, look, couple things you don't want to do. Don't talk to me about no dogs. Don't ask me about the human body. You leave religion alone. I wouldn't do it if I was you. But Ab here is Muslim, which means off top, we should be indifferent to our ideologies and our ideas. They say, what does all this have to do with dogs? Because, get this, if I see somebody message me today and I ain't opened it yet, I'm debating if I should respond, I can literally show you. I don't know if I should. This might give him too much credit though. See, you see this, I'm about to go message dude. He said, you're not fucking with them cane corsos. And that's a message. I didn't open it, but you go, they want to pull me in. Like, he about to get the cane. Oh, you got to get the jack. Oh, you about to get the... Every time I make a move now, people are asking a lot of questions. Even at homie call like, hey Trev, are you about to breed Jack Russells? Do I need to get in it? I said, no. The general is here to die with me. He's just a dog I'm going to love and take care of and enjoy. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm going to learn best I can from my guy. But what would you say is the biggest difference between being a Muslim and a Christian? And I just got to ask. I'm sorry. I've got to ask.
No, it's fine.
You're sensitive. So I feel
like the biggest, what, similarity or difference?
Difference is that similarity. Go ahead and listen.
Well, from my standpoint, what I'm going to say at first is, I think like all religions at some point had to be like one. Yep. And humans did a good way of like separating them. Creating separation. Yeah, separation pretty much, because that's, divide and conquer. That's always how it worked. Yeah. They're more successful in the division. So, but what I would say is, one of the main things, the best way to say this, Christianity and Islam are very similar, but there are certain things that we don't see eye to eye on, is who is God. And for instance, like in the Bible, in Christianity, it says that Jesus is the Son of God. Yeah. We in Islam say that God has no relatives. So God is God. Jesus is one of the most, powerful prophets that we have. He's a prophet, not the Son of God. There you go. So that's like a nuance right there. So like that, if I was to like single out one main difference, that would be it right there.
That in itself has caused, how much conflict do you think that's caused between two people who objectively just want to be better? And guys, let me tell you this again. I tell you, stay away from these topics, but objectively, what I've always loved about the gym and even religion, if you go to church, if you go to the Muslim temple, if you go to, I've been to all kinds of places. I've been to the Mormon church. I've been everywhere. I'm just curious. Your goal is just to get better, right? So there should be a place of no judgment and provision. How do we improve him? And that one small thing will keep me hating him if you're not sensible. So then how would you say you bring two people together that have two different belief systems? Food is one. Look, he's on to something.
Yeah, no, he's right. I mean, food brings everybody together.
Man, say.
Food, a good time.
Shutting up like this.
Sports.
Hey, whatever you say, buddy, I'm good. Just keep your place coming.
Yeah, food, sports, music, those things. Those are good.
So then the question is are we really that different?
Not.
Now, mind you, I stay away from certain topics. What I do like, even when I think about religion, because I go into depth in terms of thought, is that it causes so much conflict amongst people, even with the dogs, because you see a bully, oh, that ain't a bully. Jokers that love people, oh, that ain't a pit bull. People see a king, oh, that ain't a king. Of course, you like my man. That's why I said the question I asked my team is, guys, can we produce good dogs? Before they try to tear our dogs down, are they good dogs? And if we do that 100 times, we never produce 100 dogs. Maybe in 30 years, we had 100 total, but if we produce good dogs, we'll be okay. You produce good drinks? Yeah, that. Yeah, that right there.
Jamaican approved. There we go.
That's what somebody says, ain't God good. All the time. Let the church say amen. And anywho, we're about to eat some more stuff, people. Listen, Ab here is good on branding. If you guys are interested in learning about website stuff, I want to work with him personally. He said he's going to be in Dallas for a little bit on how to even work on your communication in terms of your brand, because like we just talked about off camera, nobody knows what you do technically. And I understand your plight, because my thing was, hey, do we take a bunch of money and get a bunch of people involved, or do we manage outcomes? So for instance, even with our puppy blocks, our turnaround time, guy says, hey Trev, you're down to 50, 4 to 5, 50 puppy blocks. We got a 3-week lead. Well, at one point we had 6 days. In 6 days, I could produce 200 more units of puppy blocks. Now, 3 weeks? 3 weeks means I got to start looking at where we're at. We've got how many subscribers on puppy blocks?
95.
So 95 people subscribe, which means every 2 months now, and 3 weeks before the 3rd month, I've got to order 200 more, which cost me $23.98 or something, about $2,400 to produce 200 to make potentially $6,000 over a 3-month time frame, unless I really push the sales thing. So for me, we're testing the manufacturing, we're testing shipping problems that you have. UPS just had a debacle where nobody was like, hey, we're on strike. So guess what? We had how many people missing their packages?
About anywhere from 10 plus.
So 10 plus people, this is what happens. If 10 of y'all tell me, hey, I didn't get my puppy blocks, 10 times 5, because it costs 50 bucks, that's $500 coming out of my pocket. Because now I got to reimburse you or deal with your needing a refund. So on the 23, now I'm losing, so I'm already at, what, 3 bands, because UPS decided to take a day off and not get you your product. And now what, there were 2 weeks, and people was waiting on this stuff for 2 or 3 weeks?
Yep, there's a few of those as well too.
Now I give you a gift card, which means your next purchase is free. So I avoided another, you see what I'm saying? Every time, and it's a little thing. So imagine if we ramp up, we say we're doing 2,000 products at 50 bucks, then turn around and 100 of y'all say, hey, we didn't get our products because of UPS. I'm out 5 bands, people. I'm out 5 bands easy on a $50 product because 100 of y'all say something went wrong. And we dealt with 20 at a 200 level. So when I'm telling him, who helps manage the website, everything, I said, guys, we gotta pace ourselves, because we don't have a lot of money. And if I'm being honest, I don't want a lot of money. I want to make sure we do it correctly, and that takes time. So Ab is going to help us with our own branding. I'm going to showcase everything he knows to do. I think there's a way to tie in. Hey, look, matter of fact, we can offer credit here. She sent me a text message and said, all your letters went out. What the fuck does that mean? My letters went out, my credit's getting fixed. What does that mean? What do I need to do to make sure that I don't break even, meaning I actually start boosting my credit? What's the things I should add?
Yeah, so we added your rent reporter, so that should be on there. You get to report that you pay rent here, so that's good. So yeah, I mean the letters, what that basically means, that's how we communicate with the credit bureaus. So every single month we send out another letter. It's you know, on a 30-day time clock is basically how it works. What I need from you is for you to check for mail. That's something I know you don't typically do.
I gotta be honest and say, now mind you, she messaged me, she even asked me, I think she asked me twice, and I would be annoyed if I was her. Because if I have to ask these niggas twice, I'm losing my shit, that's the truth. So she asked me twice, like, hey, did you get the letterhead? Did you say? I'm like, I'm gonna get to it. And then she asked me the other day, I was like, yo, I got it right now, let me just screenshot and send it to her. That was over a week time frame. I'm not taking it as serious as I should, but there's a lot of things we need to do, but at the end of the day, she's doing her job. So I repeat, you got credit questions, and mind you, I'm learning too. Definitely ask her. Letters went out. She's gonna help me refute some of the stuff on my credit. I gotta add things to my credit. I gotta pay attention to the mail and all this other stuff. But Jamarcus knows we got a lot of stuff outside of the 9 dogs we have here. And definitely the 5 of my own, personal. This is 5 of my own. He got 5 at his house. And they got 4 or 5 here. There's a lot that goes on, and all I'm thinking is, dang, I ain't take her out enough. I let Cha-Cha upstairs for the first time today. And she did pretty good. She just needs love. I'm seeing a lot of stuff, and it's a lot that falls on my hands. And then the homie, you know, shout out to my guy. Both of these guys come. I said, hey, Ab ain't had the land. This man ain't had no. I said, I'm gonna make it. So, you know, we got the land. We got Jamarcus making drinks. We got macaroni. We had Cat make such and such. And there's still this camaraderie component where you're building a team and having a good time. And we was up till 4 or 5 last night playing the game. So I'm on, when I say eat, I'm thinking like, ugh.
We just gotta get Ab on Fortnite.
Come on, Al. Let's go, bro. We need a 4.
It's not happening.
Come on, man. We need a 4.
You got a better chance getting him on.
Hey, bro.
You play Fortnite?
Yeah, man. We all do, bro.
Oh, my brother, a gangster.
We
Elite.
need one more
He
killer.
said elite.
Elite.
Point is this, people, there's a lot that goes into a day, and it's never ending, to say the least. A lot of times, I know Alfred Credit, and I think Ab too, he talked about it this morning, or you say you just on calls all day. In your mind, when you're an entrepreneur, you like, I got to do all this stuff, and then one thing change, and your whole day changes. And that's just the way it is. So one thing that was planned was this Beyond a Reasonable Doubt, so here we are. And we're going to enjoy this food, so we'll show you some B-roll of just us eating this food, man, some facial expressions, but for the most part, people, keep taking care of yourself, take care of your dogs, definitely take care of your friends, and you know.
Take care of your dogs. You don't do nothing, take care of them dogs.
That's what I said, you don't do nothing else, boy. He got it on his shirt, look. Take care of them dogs, man. I put it on his shirt, man. It's a real thing, people, and I didn't think nothing of it. I got to be honest with you. I was sitting at Jamarcus' house, and I was cussing him and this old lady out at the time. And I said, guys, let me be very clear. If you don't do anything else, I will build this whole thing out. All you have to do, no camera was rolling, no videos on YouTube. I said, it's just take care of the dogs. I literally said, take care of the dogs, and I will build this whole thing out. That's all you got to do. I will literally do the rest. I've not failed in any form or fashion, because I'll say this respectfully. Had he not followed through with Nala or really taken heed to even his old lady's failure at the time, because her dog's no longer a part of the program. She's 86. We can't use Envy. I gave her, you got your paperwork, but I never use her. There's nothing I can do with her. If Hunter, I literally had to talk with Hunter. Mess this one up. We're done. All I asked was you to take care of the dog. You think about it, you see me and the dogs constantly, you see us getting better. It's a process. If you don't take care of the dog, there's nothing I can do for you. Literally nothing I can do for you, people. So I appreciate Jamarcus. I appreciate Kat and Jamal, because they didn't even know me like that, if I'm being honest.
You got me fucking low.
Yeah.
You corrected some wrong. That's all I needed.
And that was a start for him, because, mind you, we talked a little bit about his journey, but they hadn't had paperwork, dudes holding the paperwork up, giving them bad dogs. And I'm like, here's a good dog. Here's the paperwork. That right there gives you peace when people just do right by the business and the dogs. Past that, there's no other stress. Just do the rest, and I got you covered. We'll make sure we make the right decisions, breeding wise. We'll build a brand. Everything will come full circle, and it has. So, at anywho, I thank you guys for watching as always. We're about to get into this food here and enjoy some good times. Is this ready over here?
Okay.
This is bone back here. I gotta learn about this bone, man. This bone is not doing what I want it to do. Motherfucker's breaking like a motherfucker. But they look good though. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to look like this. Have you like mac and cheese?
Yeah. Mac and cheese.
So she'll have that casserole done in a second. And you first, you was here first, man.
Oh, appreciate it. That's a lot of meat though, pause. Sorry.
Ooh, yeah. Nah, I can't even get my words out, but I'm just really.
No, you know what? There's this thing called to go. I'll take it with me. Thank you so much.
The way I'm gonna review it gonna be different in here.
Yeah, I know. You're the review one. We're gonna film you and everything.
They gonna know because my passion's in it.
Oh, that's fine.
You know, my DMX shirt, so I'm all letting dive in. Dialed in.
What you bitches want from a nigga on some DMX shit? I who DMXs?
We ain't doing nothing, bro.
You ain't gotta hate, bro.
Never that.
You won't be like me to say that.
We don't hate. Look at you. You smell the food, huh? Pulled it up right away.
Bandit, nigga.
Good food cooks slow. Mine about to come up, man. I ain't doing too much.
We'll be alright, bro. We got the shells, the elbows, all that. You don't know nothing about that.
Yo, look. I mean, ice. You're right. You don't even try that.
He's so calm. Yeah, he's so calm.
Well, now.
People are waiting on. Take care of your dogs, man. Take care of your body. Some sauce in there. Sauce in there.
Go ahead, man. That's your first time trying to land.
Man, you quiet over there, bro. What's up?
Sauce. Oh no. I gotta really dive in on that sauce, man. Sweet pop too though. I like that. That stamp. Let's see that.
That's it.
Yep. That's it. Damn.
Yeah.
What does sauce taste like to you?
Which one?
Wait. There's crab in this.
Crab.
I know I wasn't tripping. I was like, hold on. Got crab in it. Come on, man.